My name is Celia Gilbert, and I'll be reading from my book, Something to Exchange. I'm going to begin with a love poem, because that's where everything starts. About the peony, Festiva maxima. At its heart, a scarlet drop, petals edged with thinnest telltale trace of a fatal love. First slowly, then rapidly unfolding, the blossom will collapse, leaving the sepal's open palms to mark the white fire that engulfs me, its scent that pulls me to its depths, insatiable, its reminder of Eros and his always criminal intent. First labor. Pigeons on the ledge, midwives, iridescent motion, a babble of fates. A loneliness bigger than my belly, the waters, the mystery indwelling. Nobody talks, nobody sees, spread-eagled on the clock counting. Sun flames and sets, moon swells. Omicron to Omega, cervix dilates, flicker of memory, sand and furrow, cave and castle. Trays rattle in the hall. No sky now, just pressure, hammer. I'm a creature that ripples, pants, struggles to get free. A snake with swallowed wealth, an engine primed to charge. A cartwheel, head over heels, to the burning Gatza. I hear them say, she's crowning a wrinkled head, a new royal personage, descending, trailing its corded bridge, its rainbow afterbirth, and my body, the ark, rises up, watchful and light, wide-eyed as the foam. After image. A drink at a cafe to celebrate his return. He is my son, isn't he? This man, bearded and young. He's saying something almost to himself. I strain to understand how careful he was growing up to conceal his thoughts behind a quick yes or no. The dark slant of his brow enchants me. What a strange summer, he murmurs, filled with longing. The passing waiter doesn't even look around, nor the woman at the next table. They only hear a truck rumbling by. Just in time, I remember to say nothing. There's nothing now I can do. I recall sitting on his bed when he was 10. He asked me almost every night, "Do you love me?" What the failure was then, I never knew. Morning glories on the Day of Atonement. Morning glories crowd my neighbor's fence. Bees forage for late honey in their hollows. Crowds swarm in Brooklyn, crowds beating breasts pressed around the coffins of scorched and desecrated Torahs going to rest. Once, a rabbi was wrapped in scrolls and set on fire by Romans. Rebbe, his students called. What do you see? I see the parchment burning, but the letters fly free. Letters I have never learned. Shin, a menorah without light. Vav, a spike. Tradition had been lived and left by my parents. For my brothers and me, nothing but the knowledge we were Jews, and a feeling of unease when we counted on this holiday the empty seats around us at school. We were different again from those who are different. I can't see with an angel's sight into flames curling, magical black letters, between them even the spaces have meaning. But unbelievers must invent meaning and reason from circumscribed knowledge. I listened to the birds as if their notes carried songs from the temple, watched the morning glories bloom as if their open throats would teach me what history is mine if I deny this one, holy and profane. I have rejected the laws, but can't live free of the shadow that falls on my shoulder on chimney and roof, on the flowers climbing their simple strings. In Kathmandu, morning's fog in the valley ghosts the worshippers on their way to temple. They'll pass the butcher shops where goat heads pile up, their lecherous grins reminders that desire keeps us in motion, the way wind flutters prayer flags attached to gray strings. On river banks where the dying wait, exposed to the public sun, ideas transform reality. What's immortal ascends in smoke, the dross descends in ashes from river to sea, but nothing is concluded. Once the soul is judged, the body returns to new forms, new trials. Now I'm reading how Tibetan monks strip flesh from their holy dead, feed it to the vultures, then make sweet music from the bones. I don't want a new life. I'm not ready to shed the disappointments and longings of this one. For every particle trying to let go, there's another hanging on to grief. Lying here, I imagine I'm an old woman brought by her family to the river to die. Will I be tormented by the thoughts I have now, how things could have come to this, myself, a daughter who failed her mother, myself, the mother who never understood her children? I read the heavens grow shabby, and the gods too are mortal, the brightest realm of non-being unattainable. Stay awake, lamas exhort the dying. Remember, be aware, enter a new birth, knowing your destination. I don't know anymore where home is. Events hang before me round, small, and strange as the Christmas balls on the hotel tree the staff trimmed all day, while the guests planned their treks up the mountains. Dawn, or what passes for it, thick and wet, fills the hexagons of the wooden shutters. No one travels without pain, or lives without blessing. The death of Saint Francis at Santa Croce. The monks in Giotto's fresco discover Saint Francis dead. One raises his hands to heaven, one leans forward in tears, another motions the others on as they come running. I understand this moment. This passage from breath to nothing stuns them as it did me when I saw you carried out, knees strapped to chest, goodbye, too late. How sweet the faces of the monks. They have lost their shepherd, and later painters will be too worldly to catch the simplicity of loss, the gaze that reveals they had heard of spring all their lives, but only now come upon a blossom.